Nadezhda nuclear power plant, Kola Peninsula, Russia, November 6, 2004. I believe that's 7:50 p.m. Trace the microwave relay. Data retrieved from Cleanatech reveals that Nikolai uses an unconventional network of relays to communicate with Georgian terrorist cells. Background electronic noise surrounding the Nadezhda nuclear power plant in northern Russia makes it impossible to trace the network beyond this point. Hey guys, this is Grenade Launcher 101 here. Now, you guys may be asking yourselves, the setup looks a little different here. Why does everything look so different here? Well, it's for a reason though. The current situation I'm in right now, trying to move my dad into this room, but there's still a few things we need to do before he can do so. So right now, this is the setup I've got right now. So, the next mission we're doing here is obviously the nuclear power plant. So, fun fact I should mention is that, this is one of 3 recycled missions for the original Splinter Cell that was supposed to come with the Xbox version when it first came out, but because I don't know what really went wrong with it, I think they didn't really do the missions properly or lay out the setup anyway. But yeah, this is, if you're playing this on PS2, this is obviously your bonus mission. So this mission should basically be a breeze. Not just, the only thing I can say at this point is watch what I do. So here we go. Okay, that was a tiny mistake I made there. But, basically you're supposed to distract him to get past the camera and to the window. And that guard's gonna be out there. Move to this corner of the window right here, and he'll come back as soon as you get to the corner. And once he does what he does, let him walk all the way down there. Then you have an opportunity to slide this open. You had to give it some time for him to walk all the way down here. Because if you don't give it enough time, he will prematurely come back, and therefore you could end up getting yourself caught. At least there's a chance of it anyway. Now up here, you're going to stick to as much as you can so that that guy does not see you. And if you want, you can stick on this wall. You don't necessarily have to. But at least just do what you can to not be seen by him. And we're gonna go right up to this door. I checked the optic cable because this door is a bit glitchy. If you don't check the optic cable, it will not let you in. Now here, down at the end there's that door right there, but there's also a door on the other corner there, on the left corner, that you had to go through, and it's locked, so you had to pick it. But you can also use a disposable pick to get in there faster, because if you use a lock pick, it's only going to take up lots of time, and it won't give you enough time before this guy come back over to the other end of this hall and see you.
Yeah. Did those uniforms look as Russian in person as they did on camera?
Can you think of any good reason for the Russian army to be here?
None that I like.
So, just put the disposable pick up here. Wait for him. And go to this checkpoint. Now, up here really isn't that hard. You just had to look at that light pattern, patterns, and then just wait for the right time to get into that crawl space. Now just get over here, because the light is going to point directly at you. You have to wait for it to go in the other direction so you can get in here. Otherwise, you might potentially get caught.
Well, if anybody gets too suspicious, we could just go dump them in the lake.
I guess nobody's gonna look for them if they speak nowhere.
I gotta get back to my patrol.
Right. Late.
Now, up here you wait for their conversation, then get up here as soon as possible, then get over here before he comes walking back over here. Now you have to be real careful, because there's a camera, but there's also a light, and that guard can literally see you. Shoot the light out. It's not going to affect much, really. He's just gonna pull out his gun. Now the real tricky part, the real stingy part, is when you go through that door, because when you go through the door, that guard right there will get suspicious. I don't know why that will happen. There's no way of explaining it to you guys. It's just the way this game is. Like some glitchy counterparts of this, it's like it's just like, how do I describe it? It's like unexplainable, I guess you could call it. So here we go. Just take the risk.
Heads up. About 2/3 of the Desna is still active, pumping out power from over Russia. So keep an eye out for collaterals.
Why would the Russians?
We don't have enough politics for sure. Permission to the antenna.
Just wait for him to go back. And as soon as he's done, go and pick this lock in the door here. Now we go through the door, then down here, then we're basically going on to the next checkpoint here. We're going to save here. Overwrite save file. Now, I want to mention this now. The next checkpoint in the beginning of it is a little tricky. I mean, there's going to be one guard that patrols, like, from one point to the elevator to a point where there's a camera, and then the one opposite end of the hall. But then there's another guard, another person who's a nuclear plant worker, and he basically, his patterns are a bit stingy, so you kind of have to watch out for that in order to move forward. But the rest is a bit of a breeze.
We had soldiers come to the plant in the 80s. Escorting military scientists, I think.
That was the 80s.
And it was only a dozen soldiers.
I haven't seen any scientists, but their paperwork is in order.
I guess, but it's strange.
If our military needs the plant, fine. I don't argue with armed men.
Now you're gonna get over here. Stay right where you're at. Just for like a minute, because that guard's gonna look right where you're at. Then he's gonna go walk right at the elevator entrance, then turn back around and walk back to the same area where he was looking at me. And then he's gonna walk down at the other end of the hallway. Now pay attention to that part here, because he might end up turning around. You just never know. But with that being said, we're right over here. Here comes the other guard. Not guard, just nuclear power plant worker. Now wait for him to go near the elevator entrance. Then this guard is going to walk the other direction. Make sure the camera does not see you. Then also make sure that guard down there does not see you. Otherwise, it'll screw over your run. Then you can move forward from there.
Hey, Steve, I was looking for you. You got rid of that flash RAM with the cooling rod access. Oh, right. I'll do that straight away. You've got to. Anybody finds out I gave that to you, I'm out of a job. Sit it in now.
Now, right here, you have to interrogate Nikolai's geek, thus named Esper, in order to get a code for a door that's gonna appear later in this level. So, and his patterns are a bit weird, so you have to watch out for where he's gonna go. But if he ends up walking over here, then you have an easy target. But over there is a bit of a different story. So we're just gonna wait until he comes back. Be able to get the door code. Alright. So. Now, when grabbing him, you also have to watch out for a guy in the window, because he can easily see you just as much if you're not careful with how you approach this. Now, while he may be repeatedly going over there, there is a point where he's going to come over here. And that's when you have an opportunity to grab him. So I think Yep, here he comes. Grab him.
Hey, Esper. I was looking for you. What? Stay quiet. You hear a question. I need to get into the cool rug control room.
I don't know.
Wait for the question. Ready? Here it is. What's the access code for the control room?
560627.
Good.
Now you can knock him out since you got the door code. Now just put his body right here. Now this next part is tricky. Not only do you have to watch his patterns, but you also have to watch his patterns as well. Now he's gonna go right over there, and that will give you an opportunity to walk right down there. Wait until that happens. Then you can walk down here, and I think he saw me. Let me get back to you guys on that. Alright guys, I'm back. While in the process though, I had to like charge my phone that's like recording this video, and I also had to tweak at the sound and the visuals on the TV. But yeah, let's get back to it. Now this should be bright enough for you guys, but on my end, it's like, it looks dark as hell. So, we're just gonna wait for him to, like, walk in that direction. Then, wait for that door to close, then proceed forward. Be careful with that camera down there, because it can easily spot you. Now, you've basically made it to a checkpoint. Now, over here, you're going to put the door code in, but there's just one problem. There's a camera right there in front of this door. So, but you got to remember, you also have your camera jammers. So, we're going to put the door code in first. 56067. Then as soon as that door opens, grab your camera jammer and just jam the crap out of that. Wait for the door to close, and then bam. So now over here, you're gonna have to shoot up both those cameras, because that's going to interfere with my run over here. Can't tell where that other camera is at. There it is. Okay. Now don't feel like it's going to ruin your run if you shoot out both those cameras, because that guy's down there distracted with his own thing. But yo, pick up this med kit. Now, once you get over here, get up to that third computer to the right. Get on it as soon as possible, because that guy's gonna come over here to this computer, and he's gonna stay on there for the rest of the time. And just wait until he pays attention to it. Then proceed with the rest of the cameras here. Now this last computer, you're gonna have to be very careful. Walk by him slowly when you get up to the computer, and you like walk by him again. And now he's not going to see you there because, like I said, he's paying more attention to the third computer out of anything.
Great work, Mission. The RSR started in the class. Landed at you. Russian troops are ignoring the alert. Now we're being paid on money. Hold on back to this way no further.
Now when you get up here, the enemies are not going to immediately like run after you. You kind of have to go through, you kind of have to open up the door in the very, very top to be able to get them to chase you. But as soon as that door is open and they chase you, get into a very, very dark spot. This part is scripted. There's nothing I can really do about it. It's just the way it is. So with that being said, let's do this. Now that guy's going to go back up to the top, but this guy's going to be patrolling through here. He's going to be patrolling back and forth up here and this, on that level and this level of the ground right here. Now, he's gonna do like, kind of like a U pattern, or not so much a U pattern, but you have to wait until his back is turned for you to be able to move forward. I'll just wait for him to come over here, investigate. Or if I'm lucky, he may not. Okay, normally that does not happen. Oh wait, nope, he was right there the entire time. Okay, these guys are all over the place. Okay, well, but just pay attention to him, regardless. He's gonna come back over here. Then he's gonna have his back turned. Once he runs in the other direction, get up here as soon as possible. Make sure you are in a dark spot so that in case he does turn around in your direction, he doesn't really see you. And wait for him to turn his back again. Then we can move forward again. And we're just gonna wait for him again. Oh, he's right down there. Okay. Now, equip your camera jammer again, because you're gonna have to go through here. Fuck. You're basically gonna have to go through that end of the hall just to get to the next checkpoint. Until you get to this wall. Then we move forward. Alright. Now the next two checkpoints I'm going to mention now. There's two keypad codes you had to deal with. One of them you had to like grab a certain guy to like get that door code, but you can easily pass by him because if you know the code by heart, you won't really have to like grab that piece of data stick from him. But basically the door code, but basically those who like have not played the PS2 or GameCube versions of the original Splinter Cell, the door code is like 151822. It's real easy to remember. Keep that in mind, guys. And then the next one, Grim basically tells you a code for a certain door at the last second. You won't have enough time to put it in, so you basically have to remember it by heart. But let's keep going.
Go ahead, Grim.
I took a look at the train yard on a lower spectrum. Somehow those barrels of nuclear waste are the only part of this plant not emitting radiation.
Needless to say, it's got our interest. Objective updates on your offset.
I don't know what the hell just happened there. Now, be real careful
Just got problematic on account of pulse meltdown.
when over here.
Will says he's not going to be able to get within 30 kilometers of the plant. Keep your eyes peeled for him for locomotion.
Because I know those two guys can spot you when going through that crawl space. Alright. Right.
A day's pay.
A day's pay that the shipment is plutonium?
No, I bet you a day's pay that it's radioactive.
Of course it's radioactive. Everything in this godforsaken place is radioactive.
Now, there's basically a turret right here, but as long as you're dodgy and stuff like that, won't have to worry too much about it. And just stay in the dark as much as possible if you can. Now, this next part right up here, well, this part has a camera right here, but just wait for it to turn around before moving forward, and you're good to go. But this part right here, now you have to be real careful, There's two guards, like, patrolling a big room. Which is this room right here. It's real easy to get by them. You just have to time it right. Then in the other room, there's a geek, I guess you could call him, one of Nicholas's geeks, as Lambert would say. You have to interrogate him. You cannot, like, pass by him. At least not that I'm aware of. You have to, like, interrogate him to figure out your objectives. Just be real careful here. Make sure they don't see you.
Christ, you've changed, Cook. You took your sweet time. But what's all that noise out there? Fine, no dancing. Christ, but this thing is complicated.
Stay quiet. You don't want your life to end in the boys' room. I want you to answer some questions.
Okay,
Why is the Russian military here?
we are assisting in the removal of waste. It's a government initiative.
That's what happens when you lie. Again, why are you here?
You're not really military. The uniforms are salvaged.
Who do you work for?
Georgians, combined Nicolans. I answer to a Russian. I don't want to say his name.
Vashislav Grinko.
I didn't tell you.
He's still new. Now.
Is that our signal, Grim?
I don't think. Wait. There. Jesus, that's clever. Masks using wavelength division multiplexing.
You don't say.
They were hiding their signal in the spaces between the desk ducts.
Then we got it. Back to you in a second, Fisher.
Lambert, I've got an extraction plan.
Go ahead.
I'll stow away on the disposal train. Tell Looks to meet me 35 kilometers down the tracks.
Will do. There's a door down the hall that will take you right there.
Now we move on to the next checkpoint. Now, like I said, the last checkpoint here, there's a door you had to get through that's keypad locked. But Grim tells you the code at the last second, and it doesn't exactly give you enough time to put it in before the enemy sees you. Because there's going to be two guards patrolling the hallway coming up here. But I believe the code is like 795021. I may be wrong, so don't hold that against me. But Grim will tell you, but just don't hold that against me. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Someone in my house walked in while I was recording. So we're just gonna get back to this.
Grim's daughter's got her trace on the relay. These files look like they'll clear the Russian government of any involvement. It's time you figure out a way to get out of there.
Now, this guy right up here is gonna be right there. And then he's gonna go right by the computer there. Now while he may be right there, you have an opportunity to get over here. Now there's another guard patrolling this corner right here. Just be real careful because you never know when he might hear you. That was a bit stupid. Okay, let me just turn this up a bit, because I don't know if you guys can hear this. Yeah. Just put it at 22 for now.
Grimstarter's got a trace on the relay. Spies will think they'll clear the Russian government of any involvement. It's time you figure out a way to get out of there.
Alright. So as I said, he's gonna go right in the middle, then go by the computer there. I'll just get right in this corner here. Wait for him to come back around the corner.
Plant security says it's key code locked, but I think I can. Yeah, I just put the keypad code for the door on your offset.
Alright. We got that done. Now, this last part, just remember not to be seen by anyone. Down here. Just be very, very careful when he passes by you or when you pass by him, because he can either hear you or see you depending on how you mess up here. Wait for him to turn around. Get up in this dark area as well. Go up very slowly. Open the door. And mission is done. Whereas the microwave relay system is destroyed in the Dezhda nuclear power plant, Nicholas continues to launch information warfare attacks against the U.S. from the Chinese embassy in Myanmar. Excuse me. Relations with the Chinese crumble over allegations of Chinese support for Nicholas. The Chinese-Georgian connection must be investigated if war is to be averted. So that is the nuclear power plant mission, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and if this has helped you in any way at all, then you're welcome. So the next mission, the first Chinese embassy mission, a little tricky in some parts, but as long as you're willing to be patient, then you'll be able to get through that mission as a breeze. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. This is Grenade Launcher 101 signing off.